Did you see the fight that's reportedly being worked on for December 19th in Miami?
Did I see the fight being worked on December 19th in Miami?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know which fight I'm talking about?
No.
Fair enough.
Oh, Jesus. That's a fucking bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what. A lot of people watch that one.
Will you watch it?
Sure. You know what everybody's tuning in for on that one. I think everybody's going to get what they've finally been waiting for.
The fight world is in complete chaos right now because Dana White has stepped forward with full force, demanding that Jake Paul pull out of the Anthony Joshua fight. And this isn't the usual playful back and forth. This is Dana White at his most ruthless, saying the things he's wanted to say for years, but now with even more fire, because Jake Paul is doing something he never expected. Jake is stepping into the ring with one of the most dangerous heavyweight boxers on the planet. A fighter who is still elite, still active, still powerful, and very much still in his prime.
You look forward to facing off with Joshua. To break down the face-off, what do you think about his size? Did you say anything? Did he say anything?
No, we didn't say anything, but he looks intense, focused, locked in. He's obviously very, very tall. Looking up, my tallest opponent. My eyes are at his, chest level. But yeah, he's locked in. I'm locked in. I don't think there's fear in his eyes or in my eyes.
Yeah, Jake, tell us the difference between your face-off with Gervonta, where you're a head taller looking down, and now looking up at Joshua.
No, it's surreal. All of it is very, very funny. And my neck started to hurt after looking up for a little bit. But this is what we signed up for, and he's very tall, but that means I can use my speed and my size to my advantage as well.
This question's for Joshua. Oscar De La Hoya, Nate Diaz, and Tyson Fury all said that Jake is going to knock you out. Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself. Yep. I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
He did say he's going to put £1 million on it. Would you be willing to take that bet with Tyson Fury?
Respectfully, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say, or I'm not here for any of that betting and nonsense. I'm here to fight, and that's all it is. But once I get the job done, I'm going to collect my check, cash it, and I'm going to focus on the next one. My bet is on me doing a number on him. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. And for Jake, Tyson Fury's willing to put £1 million on you to win. How does it make you feel that his brother Tommy won't even fight you for $10 million?
A lot of people in this sport, believe it or not, are actually bitch made. Anthony can attest to that.
That's correct.
That's why we're up here on this stage, because we're both always down to run it and throw hands. Tommy's, lost. He's a lost puppy. No one watches his fights. I'm the only thing that he's got, so he should be on his knees begging for the fight. We did offer him it, and he said he wanted more time. So we tried. We've been trying. Same with KSI. These guys just don't want to step up to the plate. I'm not afraid of anyone or anything. So I'll go to the bigger challenge, a bigger fight, and do bigger things with Joshua, and that's why we're here.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. A bit chubby.
I wanted to give a little opinion on everything I've been seeing on social media lately. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Just wanted to come in here and remind everybody that bum couldn't beat me when I basically had a broken hand. I had one hand and he still lost. Jake Paul, I'm still your daddy, and everybody weighing this fight up, don't bother, because he ain't worth a shilling. And the loss will always be there, Mr. Paul. Take it easy and have a good...
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, 50-50 fight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ...
Everybody, Pat Brown.
I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh, well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him, and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world, make the fight.
Dana White has spent years saying Jake Paul should step in with a real boxer. He's mocked him, dismissed him, called him a sideshow, and accused him of only choosing retired MMA fighters, smaller opponents, and easy paydays. But the moment Jake Paul finally takes the biggest gamble of his career and signs to face Anthony Joshua, a two-time heavyweight world champion, Dana White suddenly changes his tune. Now he's saying Jake should walk away. Now it's too dangerous. Now it's reckless. Now Jake is in over his head. And this is exactly why people are calling out the double standard. For years, Dana insisted Jake would never face someone his own size or his own skill bracket. But the second Jake actually does it, Dana flips the script and claims the matchup is a disaster waiting to happen.
I get it, right? If someone knocks on your door and says, do you want to fight Jake Paul for 100 million? You're like, you'd be stupid. You say no. No, I don't want that 100 million for what would be and will be and should be easy work for AJ. Well, why are you going to turn down 100 million? AJ should and could, more should, knock out Jake Paul in a round. Like if Jake Paul was over here fighting under our British Boxing Board of Control, I don't think it would be a Southern Area Cruiserweight champion. AJ is a former unified heavyweight champion of the world that I still believe is a top 10 heavyweight in the world. Like AJ should be able to destroy him. AJ is going to be 60 pounds or so bigger than him. AJ hits like a truck. AJ is a better boxer. Like this is a no.
Did you see Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul is happening? Who you got and how?
Man, you got to go with Anthony Joshua. You just got to go with Anthony Joshua on him. I think Anthony Joshua by knockout. Yeah, I think Jake will probably get knocked out in the third round.
Who did Terrence Crawford fight his 11th fight?
I don't know.
Who did Arthur Beterbiev fight? Jake Paul has found a way to make himself the cash cow early in his career to where we shouldn't care.
Jake Paul has become the fighter right now that everybody wants to fight because right now he is the cash cow. He made $40 million just off of Netflix.
He has found a way to do something with his following, get under people's skin to make people care about these fights.
It's the ultimate contradiction. When Jake avoids real boxers, Dana tears him down. And when he finally steps up to face one of the most dangerous heavyweights alive, Dana still tears him down. In Dana White's eyes, Jake Paul simply cannot win. And now Dana is pushing an even bigger narrative, suggesting the entire matchup might not even be legitimate. He's implying that if Anthony Joshua doesn't steamroll Jake in the opening rounds, then something must be off. According to Dana, the only way this fight makes sense is if Jake Paul has arranged something behind the curtain, because on paper, there is no version of reality where Jake Paul should be competitive with a powerhouse like Anthony Joshua.
This is a top 50 or 60 cruiserweight in the world stepping up and fighting a top, I mean, even if you want to be really critical, top 10, but I think top 5 heavyweight in the world. So it would be unthinkable. I mean, both AJ and myself would need to retire from the sport if we got beat against Jake. But it ain't.
In the professional bout consists of 8 3-minute rounds, and both fighters will wear regulation 10-ounce gloves. Spencer, you are a boxer. For real. Should this guy be anywhere near Joshua?
God help Jake Paul. That's all I can say. We saw that what Anthony Joshua had done to Francis Ngannou. He went out there and iced him in a couple of rounds. A guy coming from a different discipline. Well, this kid's coming from another level. You know, white collar boxing in 2018, gone through the mill, and the only boxer really that he's actually boxed, a legitimate boxer, he got beat by, and that was in Tommy Fury. Now he stepped up to the plate. Does he really believe that he can beat Anthony Joshua at heavyweight? All right, he's put a restriction in there. Anthony Joshua can't be no heavier than 245 pounds. Well, the last time he boxed Alexander Usyk, which was not that long ago, he was 245 pounds. So I don't see that being a big problem.
But we know why he said yes to it. Gazillions.
Oh, absolutely. Do you know the bizarre thing here, Jim? That this will be financially and number-wise the biggest fight in boxing history.
Ever.
viewed, the biggest viewed fight in boxing history ever. And there's been some great fights over time. That is insane, isn't it? And the highest paid fighters as well. What Jake Paul, they're an estimated £170 million split between these two. But Jake Paul, is he really that deluded that he thinks he's going to go in there and beat Anthony Joshua?
Do you think he thinks he can do it, Simon? I don't know what you think.
That commentary has only poured gasoline on an already raging fire, splitting the boxing world right down the middle. Some fans insist this is a dangerous mismatch. Others argue Jake Paul finally deserves respect for stepping up. And many believe that if Jake performs even slightly better than expected, the conspiracy theories will explode like never before. But beneath all the noise, the truth is brutally simple. Jake Paul is stepping in against a man who outweighs him, outskills him, outguns him, and outclasses him in every measure that defines a heavyweight fighter. It is the boldest, wildest gamble of Jake Paul's entire career, and he fully understands the storm he's walking into. And that is exactly what makes this fight so compelling.
I don't know what he thinks, but what he does do is he markets himself in the space that he operates in. I don't get this Jake Paul or Logan Paul phenomenon, but I'm not the audience. It doesn't matter what I get. The opportunity for Netflix is that it's a drive to subscribe. They'll pay $100 million. And the wraparound fees that come from sponsorship and the event attendance. We saw that $20 million was generated in gate receipts for the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. So we know this is $160 million fight. We know that it makes sense for Netflix to do it because in the last fight that they had with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, they developed 2 million new subscribers. The average lifetime value of a subscriber is $900. So if you look at that and say they're going to generate $2 billion in potential increased revenues as a result of paying these fighters £100 million, you can see the metrics of it. They're also retaining their base. They're also moving content into a different space, which is sport. So it all makes sense. It's like the mobile phone industry that I knew very well used to sell phones for nothing so people could get the airtime. And the airtime was where the money is. The content delivery is where the subscribers go to and then they pay their subscription. So we all understand the model. As far as the fight is concerned, oh no, don't be silly. I mean, Anthony Joshua can go in his nightgown and beat Jake Paul. The issue is, does he hurt Jake Paul? How curated it is? I debated it with boxers, with Paul Smith and Duke McKenzie and Spencer about would Joshua go in there with a mindset, which is he knows he doesn't have to get out of second gear, so he doesn't have to do to Jake Paul what people fear he might do, which is knock him into the next life.
But he's not a punchback, Jake Paul.
Yeah, he's at this level.
Well, he beat, albeit an aged Mike Tyson, he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Mike Tyson, when we went out there to do that fight, and Simon gave me a lot of stick for it because I was saying Mike Tyson was actually going to put an end to this Jake Paul phenomenon that was going on. And when Mike Tyson got out the car, when we hit Texas, he climbed out the car and he could barely walk, Jim. He struggled to get up the stairs. I knew that I was in trouble for making those comments. I knew that. I sold the fight and I shouldn't have sold the fight. But this one, Anthony Joshua needs to keep his career alive. And by doing that, he has to get rid of Jake Paul very, very early.
I say to the people who say Anthony is ruining his legacy just by taking this fight, fans don't respect what he's done in the sport already. He's an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. I sort of sympathize with him because I feel like if he doesn't beat him quicker than he beat Francis, people are just going to write it off. I'll ask you bluntly, have there been any discussions about there's an agreement, there's a secret contract? Have any of those discussions happened regarding this fight? It's an 8-round professional fight. AJ wouldn't have taken it if that was the stance it had to be, if it was an exhibition, if it was you've got to hold him up for 8 rounds. It wouldn't suit Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going in there to knock out Jake Paul.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. That automatically makes me 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on. Like, you can't be serious. He can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just ludicrous. It really is.
He had a past of many arrests and accusations, but everyone has a past. We accepted that. But when you bring the past into the presence with domestic violence, you are out, period. The reality is Gervonta fumbled the biggest bag of his career and ruined a relationship with the biggest streaming platform in the world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th. Live.
Dana White is rattled, and it's obvious why. He never expected Jake Paul to reach this level, to gain this much respect, or to force his way into the elite world of heavyweight boxing. Jake is showing the world that he's willing to step in with absolutely anyone. And that reality is something Dana White has never been comfortable with. For years, Dana built his whole narrative on the idea that Jake Paul was nothing but a pretender. But the moment Jake signed to face a prime Anthony Joshua, that narrative started crumbling. Now the spotlight is intense. If Joshua wipes Jake out, people will shrug and say that's exactly what should have happened. But if Jake Paul survives, if he lands something clean, if he steals a round, or even makes Joshua hesitate, it instantly becomes one of the most shocking moments the sport has seen in years. Like it or not, the entire fight world is dialed in. Jake Paul has accepted a risk far greater than anything the UFC ever imagined for him. And regardless of Dana's frustration, this fight is set, it's real, and the world will be watching every second.